What's going on, Reject Nation? Greg Alba here.
And John Humphrey over here.
Today we're going to review the Netflix original Stephen King adaptation, Gerald's Game.
Directed by Mike Flanagan.
Before we go into that, we wanted to give you guys a quick intro on a new app that we're working with right now called Stardust.
That's right, guys. If you like movies, you like TV, you like anything we do here on this channel, then you're gonna love Stardust.
Yeah, you might have seen some of your other favorite YouTubers already using this app. I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Oh, hello, everyone.
And what Stardust basically allows you to do is to record and share your own reactions for up to 30 seconds to pretty much any popular film, television show, or trailer that you can think of. So it's perfect for us.
You can also set up a watch list, keep track of all your favorites, connect with friends, and there's even a way to guard against spoilers, which is handy.
So you can find us on Stardust at The Real Rejects. You can find Mark and Christian from the Schmoes Know over there, Clark Wolf over there. You can find Late to the Party, Jeremy Johns.
And of course, all you guys as well. So if you're interested in the app, hit up our special link down in the description box, download Stardust, and make sure that you follow us first at The Real Rejects.
Real Rejects. That's The Real Rejects, all one word. So download the app and follow us first so they know we sent you.
And last but not least, if you connect with us on the app, you'll even have a chance to be featured in one of our upcoming reviews.
That's right. For example, Blade Runner 2049 is the next movie we're going to be reviewing. So if you download the app, record your reactions to the trailer or your thoughts going into the movie,
then share that to social media, tag us at The Real Rejects, tag Stardust's official handle. You'll be in the running to have your reaction featured in our next review, and we might even discuss a few of your thoughts.
So hit that link in the description box, download Stardust,
and make sure to follow us first at The Real Rejects.
We need to beat John Flickster.
We do. We are a direct rival. And there's no better way to do that than by reviewing a movie called Gerald's Game. Greg, I know you loved this movie.
If you guys already follow us on the Stardust app, you'll see we posted our quick 30-second thoughts on the movie already. Going into this review, it's good. It's pretty good, actually.
It's well done.
It's really well done.
I think
That's
if there's one...
not to say I enjoyed it, though. That there's like a big distinction. I wasn't like sitting back going like, I'm really enjoying the hell out of this movie. In fact, it was kind of frustrating for me, and it really tests your patience. It's all deliberate. It's all intentional. You're supposed to sort of feel that way, so I get it. I just wasn't prepared for the mood the movie was gonna put me in.
It is kind of a grim movie. Like, everything in it is very dark. All of the subject matter.
Yeah.
Even the present, there's some flashback things. Like, everything about this movie pretty much is dark, uncomfortable, a little bit depraved. So, like, I do get you.
It's like a 100-minute movie, and like 85 minutes of it is just depression. It's just so dour. It is a terrible
like you
gotta
situation.
respect it so much because it's like the situation this person's in. If you guys haven't seen the trailer for this movie, I thought the trailer looked pretty bad, actually.
I didn't love the trailer.
Way better than the trailer, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, and the trailer, it's nice when a trailer doesn't give away too many of the surprises the movie has, and the things that the trailer does reveal just look confusing out of context.
Yeah. In this movie, Gerald and Jesse played by Carla Gugino, Gerald played by Bruce Greenwood, they are having marital problems. They want to spice up their sexual life.
Yeah, so they take a weekend getaway to a secluded, lake house of sorts.
And he has some kinky thoughts and desires, and then he cuffs her to the bed, but she's not really getting into it because of the kind of foreplay he wants to do.
Not about that kink life.
And while they're having like a pretty good marital argument, like it's like a pretty realistic argument they were having.
Yeah.
And I respected that because the trailer makes it look like, oh, they just get in a fight and then this thing happens. But it was a good argument.
Yeah, everything unfolds pretty naturally, especially in the lead up to the setup, the major setup.
So what happens is he has a heart attack while she's cuffed, and she's just stranded on this bed. This trailer made it look like it's gonna be one of those like maybe fun movies of how's she gonna get out of the bed. Think like Buried or Shallows, where it's one location and it's kind of this her own cat and mouse game of how she's gonna get out of there, and there's like a dog in the trailer, and it just made it look weird and dumb. The movie's really a much more of a psychological tale of a woman having to confront her past traumas in order to get out of this situation.
Yeah, kind of building the drive and the wherewithal to actually fight and to get out of this terrible situation instead of doing what she's
Yeah.
always done, which is not a lot.
Yeah, where she runs.
Yeah.
In here.
You can't run when you're trapped,
She
man.
goes into denial.
Yeah.
In terms of all those aspects, I really appreciated it. I can see this movie being a very empowering film for women in general, and for especially women who have suffered from like sexual abuse in their past. It does a pretty good job on telling a metaphorical tale, and beyond metaphorical, it's just pretty literal, actually.
Yeah. Well, especially when you get into some of the flashbacks.
Yeah, and it's really well done. There's some interesting visuals, a neat use of flashbacks, and I thought it was a fascinating journey of this woman who was having to confront the timeline of her trauma in order to figure out how to survive and get out of this situation. And then there's some interesting stuff in there too where, you know, like she's trapped on this bed for a long time, and very early on in the film, you see it in the trailer, she starts to hallucinate and starts seeing Gerald, who died early in the film.
Yeah.
That's a setup of the movie. It's not a spoiler. It's a setup. He's dead.
You saw it in the trailer.
Yeah. You see Gerald, and he's like, the interpretation there with the perception she has of him, because she's like hallucinating, he's still alive and talking to her. That was all interesting, and it's like one of those things where anytime I have a complaint, I already know what the counter argument is. I don't have a counter argument towards those complaints because I get it. I see why people like this movie. It's just not a very enjoyable movie for me.
It's pretty dark, and most of the subject matter is pretty uncomfortable. I mean, this movie goes from stranded during this failed sex scenario to like revisiting some pretty visceral traumas that we don't get to. I'm not gonna like spoil everything, but we don't discuss this a lot in like mainstream movies.
No.
And so most
Stephen King's not afraid to do it though.
Yeah, and it is a very Stephen King movie. I thought they did a nice job of bridging a sort of middle ground where it does feel like it's based on a book, or it feels kind of like a play, but it does feel like a movie distinctly as well. And yeah, I cannot blame you for not being into it, but that's part of what I enjoyed about it, is when movies do bother to take those dark and uncomfortable things and actually, you know, make characters jump into it and dissect them and overcome them.
Well, it's because the movie's like, it starts here and then it just keeps going depressed the whole time.
Yeah, there's very little catharsis.
It's not a roller coaster of ups and downs.
And it's rarely ever fun.
And there's like no hope ever. It's just this woman suffering.
Yeah, it's will she or won't she, and also what is going on in her head.
And to her credit, Carla Gugino, this might be the best performance I've ever seen her give. I've seen a pretty good amount of her movies. You know, Spy Kids and Sin City.
Yeah, definitely. The classics.
I was wildly impressed with her performance here.
Yeah, I was too.
Because she essentially plays two characters here, too.
Yeah, and she gets to play two very different demeanors based on that. And she's
based
really good
on
at both.
one character.
Yeah.
She plays like two versions of the same exact character, and she's amazing at both. And it kept making me wonder, like, how did she film these scenes? Because she's not bouncing off of anyone when she's talking to this other version of herself, which is like the stronger version of the weak woman, you know?
I would be very curious to hear about that, because in theory, she's just talking to herself.
Yeah.
So in a way, that might have been natural. She does a terrific job, and so does Bruce Greenwood. I mean, seeing them together, I like a movie like this in the sense that it's contained and small. It's mostly just two characters for the majority of the movie, and to see those two actors who just aren't, you know, your household A-list, they're in something every weekend actors, I was like, these guys are terrific together.
And I didn't realize how cut Bruce Greenwood is. I don't know if he got cut for this.
Fit.
I mean, he always seemed in shape, but he's half naked for most of this film.
Like, I'm gonna be in my underwear this whole time. I better
get cut. To be the most buff old guy you've ever seen. It's kind of an agonizing experience in a lot of ways, but yet I'm like, everything about it that I didn't enjoy, I constantly respected, because it's got
really well assembled.
And then I'm also like, well, what else? You can't really make this like a hopeful journey here at all, or anything like that.
Yeah, this isn't gonna be fun. This isn't gonna be tongue-in-cheek ever, you know.
So what I did really respect about it was it took a completely different route than what the trailers sort of marketed to be as. It's much more deliberate, it's much slower, it's much more of a psychological journey.
It's more of a character piece.
It's kind of like 127 hours, but she's stuck in bed.
Yeah, or like a weird, more indie drama version of Saw.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
in a sense. Like, not an intentional Saw, but there are elements where I was very much reminded of Saw for some reason. Coming down to the technical stuff, I think Mike Flanagan, again, has proven that he's capable of doing a lot of different facets of this genre, and the way it's shot, it's a lot of very long takes, very deliberate camera motions. Like, it's a very restrained movie, but that's something I definitely respect about it. There are also some amazing color palettes, like some really cool, distinctive color and design choices and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's this whole event that takes place during
a solar eclipse.
during a solar eclipse that that the film constantly references back to, and there's cool visual imagery taking place within that. There's also some elements where you're like, is this gonna be kind of supernatural? I can't tell, but you gotta watch the movie to find out what the hell's really going on. And I thought that was handled pretty well in terms of writing. I can't spoil it for you guys because it'll give it away, but I thought the finale was a little bit rushed, and
there's like a
lot of exposition, and
there's like a fourth act on this movie.
Yeah, it's like the third act feels like a fourth act. Kind of weird to me. Yeah.
Most of the film is one place, and then there's a kind of coda at the end that's something else. And that's the only, not necessarily even that sequence, but that particular plot line is something I'm still chewing on a little bit, still figuring out how I feel about it in context of the overall story.
I just thought it didn't flow well with the rest of the like 80 minutes we were on with this movie.
Yeah, because so much of it is this sort of immediate and very deliberate, contained thing, and then it branches off from that in a way that's like, whoa, ease us in.
A lot of montages now, and a lot of Overall, I'd say it's a pretty damn good movie. Carla Gugino rocks this film. She is the main reason I think you should watch this film, especially if you're in the mood for like a powerful, empowering performance.
Yeah, and it's pretty well written. I mean, all the performances are good, and all the technical assembly is great.
Just be prepared. It's not a fun, exciting movie. It's rather dreary and sorrowful to sit through.
It's not in any way like Mother, but I guess I appreciated this on that level of like, well, I guess the point was to make me feel uncomfortable and confined, so good job. But I can't blame anybody for not liking to just spend an entire movie in those feelings.
Most people seem to really like it. Most people, like, it says like a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And I'm more like a 3.5 stars kind of guy with this movie.
I was close to do it 4. The thing is, like, I'm not champing at the bit to like watch it again immediately, but I do think it'll probably stick with me.
It didn't make me feel good after I had to journal after the movie.
Yeah. It's definitely not a feel-good movie, but there is a catharsis in it, and hey, it's a good time to be Stephen King, you know?
Yeah.
Hopefully, fingers crossed for 1922 now.
1922 comes out next.
That would be terrible if that had the great trailer and ended up sucking. This had the bad trailer and ended up being pretty good.
Well, guys, did you see it? Because that's not the movie we watched.
That's not it. Did you see Dark Tower? Have you seen Misery or Dreamcatcher? Yeah.
Have you guys seen Gerald's Game? If you haven't, it's on Netflix, so go watch it whenever you want. If you saw Gerald's Game, please put your comments down in the comment box below. We'd love to hear what you got to say about the movie.
Totes.
Anyway, guys, you can subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. Follow John Humphrey on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at the Greg Alba. And make sure to check out our Patreon. Become a Patron eject today. Yeah. And last but not least,
don't forget to follow us on Stardust.
Download the app and follow us first.
Follow us first.
Yeah, a lot of YouTubers that we follow and YouTubers I know you guys follow are using this app as well, and we're happy to be part of the community over there because it really is a great app, and it's so cool to see that there's a lot of us who are really getting into this app. It really is a fantastic app.
Join us.
Quick 30-second thoughts. If you're like, where's your movie review? Well, we're taking time to put it together. Just 30 seconds. We're
taking time for nuance. Yeah, if you just want the quick and dirty, come on out.
What we'll do is we'll make them only spoilers.
Only spoilers. All spoilers. 30 seconds of straight
Blade
spoilers.
Runner 2049. Ryan Gosling dies.
Harrison Ford dies. Jared Leto dies.
Takes over the world.
The end. Oh, and they're all replicants.
Yeah. We haven't seen Blade Runner. Don't worry. We have no idea.